Have you ever tried to reason with someone who was committed to misunderstanding you? Have you wasted your breath defending yourself to people who were never truly listening? Marcus Aurelius once said, "The tranquility that comes when you stop caring what they say or think or do, only what you do. That is the essence of strength. That is the power of silence." There are people in this world who carry storms within them, people ruled by bitterness, envy, and judgment. No matter how much you explain, they will twist your words. No matter how much you prove yourself, they will refuse to see. So why do you keep explaining? A flame does not justify its heat. A lion does not ask permission to roar. And you were not made to shrink yourself for those who will never accept you. So today, let go. Walk away. Let your actions speak louder than their doubts. If this resonates with you, drop a comment below. What's one thing you're done explaining? Let's rise in silence, in strength, and in purpose. Because true power never begs to be understood. It simply is. Number 1, stop explaining yourself to those who refuse to see. Since childhood, you were probably taught that if you explain yourself clearly enough, if you justify your choices convincingly enough, people will understand you. They will see your worth, your heart, and the reason behind what you do. I once had a friend who constantly questioned my dreams. No matter how much I explained my vision, they always found a reason to doubt me. Are you sure that's realistic? What if you fail? Their words chipped away at my confidence until I realized I wasn't seeking advice. I was seeking validation from someone who had already decided not to give it. So I stopped explaining. I focused on my path, and in time, my results spoke louder than any justification ever could. Some people will never see you clearly, not because you're unclear, but because they refuse to open their eyes. Let them stay blind. Keep moving forward. But here's the hard truth. Some people are simply incapable of understanding you. Not because you haven't said enough, but because they have no desire to listen. Their hearts are closed. Their minds are clouded by judgment. Their egos are too fragile to accept anyone who dares to live outside the narrow framework of their own insecurities. And so, you keep explaining, trying to make them see the real you. You share your story, your struggles, your dreams, hoping they'll finally understand. But with every explanation, you lose a little more of yourself. You lose your peace, your energy, your joy. You keep giving, and they keep taking. Never truly seeing you, never truly understanding. Remember the words of Epictetus. If someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation. You owe no one an explanation. The only person you must remain true to is yourself. Have you ever noticed how some people always try to pull you down? Not because you are wrong, but because your growth is a mirror reflecting their stagnation. They mock you for being different. They try to make you feel guilty for daring to dream. They want you to shrink, to stay small, to fit inside the box they built for you. Because if you rise, if you outgrow them, they are forced to face an uncomfortable truth. They are not doing the same for themselves. Imagine you are a beacon of light in the darkness. The moment you shine, those who have lived in the dark for too long will feel uncomfortable. They will shield their eyes, turn away, maybe even curse the light. But your light is not the problem. The problem lies within them, their unwillingness to confront the darkness inside themselves. Seneca once said, "When you were born, you cried while the world rejoiced. Live so that, when you die, the world cries while you rejoice." You do not owe anyone an explanation for wanting to live a meaningful life. You don't need to convince anyone that you deserve peace, freedom, and success. Some people will spend their entire lives trapped in their own limitations, and instead of breaking free, they try to drag others down with them. These are the demons within people, not the mythical kind, but the ones made of negativity, jealousy, silent criticism, and subtle manipulation. The more you explain, the deeper you sink into their game. And the truth is, you don't have to play. You do not owe anyone an explanation for choosing peace over chaos. You do not need to apologize for walking away from toxic relationships. You do not need permission to set boundaries or to follow the path that you believe is right. Stop explaining. Stop seeking approval from those who will never celebrate your success. You were not born to please everyone. You were born to live fully and authentically as yourself. Number 2, live without apology, walk without justification. There's something you must understand. You owe no one an explanation. You don't need to justify your peace, your growth, or your choices. You don't have to defend why you walked away from toxicity, why you chose self-respect over approval, or why you refuse to conform to the expectations of others. Your life is yours, and that alone is reason enough for the path you take. There was a time when I felt the need to justify every choice I made, why I took a different career path, why I set boundaries, why I chose growth over comfort. I kept explaining, hoping for approval, until one day I realized something. The people who truly support you don't need explanations, and the ones who demand them will never be satisfied. So I stopped apologizing for being who I am. I walked my path without waiting for permission, and the moment I did, I felt free. You don't owe the world an explanation for living life on your terms. Move forward with confidence, without apology, without justification. But here's what happens. People who live in fear, in judgment, in their own self-imposed limitations, will try to make you question yourself. They will criticize your decisions, belittle your achievements, and manipulate you into believing that your worth is something you must prove. They will try to convince you that you owe them justification, that you need their validation before you can claim success, love, or happiness. But tell me this, why should you waste your breath explaining yourself to those who have already decided to misunderstand you? Why should you seek approval from people who would rather see you fail than rise above? Seneca once said, "The greatest obstacle to living is expectancy, which hangs upon tomorrow and loses today." Stop waiting for permission to live. Stop delaying your freedom in the hope that others will understand. They don't have to. Think of an eagle soaring high above the ground. Do you think it stops mid-flight to explain to the creatures below why it was meant to fly? No, it simply flies. And that is exactly what you must do. The demons in people thrive on your need for approval. They want you to doubt yourself, to feel guilty for being different, for refusing to fit inside the small space they have carved out for you. They want you to explain away your greatness so they don't have to confront their own mediocrity. But their demons are not yours to carry. Their fears are not yours to soothe. You are not responsible for making them comfortable with your success. And that is what they fear the most. Not your failure, but your ability to rise. They want you to be small, to be afraid, to hesitate. But you, my friend, were meant for more. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is the essence of Stoicism. The world will always be full of noise, of critics, of doubters. But your inner world, your mind, your peace, is yours to protect. Do not give it away so easily. You do not need to justify cutting toxic people out of your life. You do not need to explain why you protect your energy, why you set boundaries, or why you refuse to entertain those who drain your spirit. Your existence does not require an apology. Your journey does not need an audience's approval. And yes, the demons in people will always exist. There will always be those who try to tear you down, who project their own insecurities onto you. But you do not have to engage with them. Let them stay in their darkness while you step fully into your light. Remember this, you are already worthy. You do not need to prove it. You do not need to explain why you deserve success, love, or peace. You simply do. So stop explaining. Stop defending. Stop justifying. You owe no one anything except the right to live freely as yourself. Number 3, protect your peace, reclaim your power. Imagine holding a cup of water in your hands. Every time you argue, explain, or seek validation from those who don't respect you, a little spills out. Soon your cup is empty, drained by people who were never meant to hold your peace. But what if you chose differently? What if you stopped pouring into unworthy hands and instead protected what's yours? Your peace is your power. Guard it fiercely. Not everyone deserves access to your energy. What people say about you, their attempts to diminish your worth, is not a reflection of who you are, but of their own internal struggles. Their words, their criticism, their negativity, these are merely projections of their own fears, their own failures. their own inability to rise. These people, the ones who thrive on tearing others down, are not interested in your truth. They are only interested in control. They feed off your doubt, your hesitation, your fear. Because the moment you step into your full potential, the moment you rise above their expectations, it forces them to confront an uncomfortable truth. They could be more, they could do more, but they choose not to. And rather than taking responsibility for their own stagnation, they attempt to drag you down into their misery. But here's something you must understand. You don't owe them anything. You don't owe them an explanation, an apology, or an attempt to make them see your worth, because they never will. Epictetus once said, "If someone speaks ill of you, do not make excuses, but simply say, 'He did not know the rest.'" You do not have to justify yourself to those who are too blind to see beyond their own limitations. The truth is, these people will never give you what you seek. They will never offer genuine support, encouragement, or love. Instead, they will give you doubt, fear, and endless reasons why you can't achieve what you desire. And the worst part? If you are not careful, you might start believing them. You might allow their demons to take root in your mind, shaping your perception of yourself, dictating how you see your own worth. But here's the thing. Their demons only have power if you allow them to. You are not obligated to engage with their negativity. You are not required to internalize their words. The moment you recognize their attempts for what they are, projections, not truth, you begin to strip them of their influence over you. Seneca once said, "You act like mortals in all that you fear, and like immortals in all that you desire." You waste time fearing their opinions when, in reality, their opinions hold no weight in your destiny. These people, these demons in human form, are not worth your time or energy. You do not need to prove yourself to them. You do not need to seek validation from those who will never celebrate your success. You do not need permission from anyone to be great. And when you stop explaining, when you stop feeding into their negativity, something incredible happens. You begin to reclaim your power. You start defining yourself rather than allowing others to define you. You begin to see your own worth, your own strength, and you refuse to let anyone diminish it. The moment you stop engaging, they lose their hold on you. That doesn't mean you won't face challenges. That doesn't mean you won't encounter toxic people. But the difference is this. When you stop entertaining their demons, when you stop allowing their voices to dictate your actions, they lose their power. You can walk away without guilt. You can move forward without their negativity weighing you down, because their demons have no say in your journey. So stop allowing other people's chaos to steal your peace. Stop letting their bitterness, jealousy, and fear dictate how you see yourself. You are not responsible for their insecurities, just as they are not responsible for your growth. You are responsible for your own peace, your own path, and your own happiness. There will always be those who try to hold you back, who try to make you doubt yourself. But you do not have to entertain them. You do not have to carry their burdens. You are not here to save them. You are here to save yourself. The demons in people may try to pull you down, but you don't have to go with them. You are stronger than their negativity. You are greater than their judgment. You are destined for more. And no one can take that away from you. Number 4, you are enough. Stop apologizing for who you are. You don't have to be perfect to matter. Perfection is an illusion, one that too many people chase, only to find themselves lost in self-doubt and disappointment. We all have flaws, we all make mistakes, and we all have room to grow. But imperfection does not diminish your worth. It is what makes you human. It is what makes you real. Imagine a wildflower growing in the middle of a field, vibrant, strong, and unapologetically itself. It doesn't shrink because the oak tree towers above it, nor does it change its colors to please passing strangers. It simply blooms. You are that wildflower. You don't need permission to exist as you are. Stop apologizing for your strength, your dreams, your voice. You are enough, exactly as you are. Yet the world has conditioned you to believe that unless you meet some impossible standard, you are not enough. That unless you fit into a certain mold, your value is in question. But Seneca reminds us, you act like mortals in all that you fear and like immortals in all that you desire. You waste precious time seeking approval, apologizing for who you are, as if you need permission to exist as your true self. You don't. It's easy to feel discouraged when life doesn't go as planned, when your efforts aren't recognized, or when the world tries to make you feel small. But in those moments, remember this: you are enough exactly as you are. Your worth is not tied to outcomes, nor is it defined by the opinions of others. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to meet anyone's expectations. You are worthy of love, respect, and all that life has to offer, simply because you exist. But the world can be unkind. Some people will try to tear you down, make you doubt yourself, and convince you that you don't belong. They will project their insecurities onto you, hoping to dim your light so they don't have to face their own darkness. But their opinions are not your truth. Their judgment does not define you. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinions than our own." Think about that. How many times have you shrunk yourself, softened your voice, or hidden parts of who you are just to make others comfortable? How often have you apologized for your dreams, your ambitions, or your unique way of seeing the world just because it didn't fit into someone else's expectations? But why should you apologize for being exactly who you were meant to be? There is no one else like you in this world. No one else with your story, your perspective, your heart. You bring something irreplaceable to this life, something that no one else can offer. So why would you waste another moment seeking validation from those who will never understand your value? Why would you dim your light just to fit into someone else's shadow? The truth is, you do not owe anyone an explanation for your existence. You do not need to justify why you are different, why you walk your own path, or why you refuse to conform. The world does not need more people who fit in. It needs more people who are unapologetically themselves. And when you finally stop apologizing, when you fully embrace yourself, flaws, strengths, and all, you will experience something powerful. You will start attracting people, opportunities, and experiences that align with your true essence, rather than those that demand you change to fit in. You will also inspire others to do the same. When you stand firm in your authenticity, you give others permission to embrace their own truth. You become a living example that real power lies not in pleasing others, but in being unapologetically yourself. But let's be honest, this isn't always easy. Society will continue to pressure you to conform, to follow the rules, to be what others expect you to be. But you are not here to live by anyone else's script. You are here to live your life on your terms. So stop apologizing for who you are. Stop hiding your light. Stop pretending to be someone else just to make others comfortable. Stand in your truth. Own your story. Live your life without explanation, because you are enough, and you always have been. Number 5, you were born to rise. No more waiting. You were not made to stay down. Life will test you, break you, and push you to your limits. But hear this. You were born to rise. No setback, no failure, no moment of doubt has the power to define you unless you allow it. The strength to overcome is already within you. Epictetus once said, "Difficulties show a person's true character." And right now, life is shaping yours. It's easy to feel like the weight of the world is too much. Easy to get lost in pain, to believe you are stuck. But this moment, this struggle, is not here to destroy you. It is here to build you. Every hardship you face is a test, not to weaken you, but to prepare you for what's ahead. You are being forged in fire, strengthened for the path that requires your resilience, your wisdom, your courage. There will be days when you feel like the world is against you, when everything seems to fall apart, when doubt whispers that you're not enough. But when that happens, remember who you are. You're someone who has already endured, someone who has risen from struggles before and will do so again. Your failures do not define you. Your strength does. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Every setback is an opportunity to prove to yourself and to the world that you cannot be broken. No matter how many times life knocks you down, you will rise again. You might not see it now, but every challenge you overcome adds to your power. Every hardship refines you, making you stronger, wiser, more capable. The process of rising is not about never falling. It's about refusing to stay down. It's about taking control of your life, no longer allowing circumstances or opinions to dictate your worth. And when you rise, you don't just lift yourself, you inspire others to do the same. Your resilience becomes a beacon, proving that obstacles are not endings, but beginnings. You never know who is watching, who is silently drawing strength from your determination. Your courage to rise is the light that will guide others. The truth is, life will never stop challenging you. But that does not mean you have to accept defeat. You were not meant to be defined by your past, your failures, or the voices that tell you that you are not enough. You were meant to create your own future. And that future starts now, not tomorrow, not next year. Now, the perfect moment you've been waiting for, it doesn't exist. The right time is the moment you decide to act. So rise, step forward, own your path. You have waited long enough. The world is waiting for you to rise. Now go and claim what's yours. You are capable of more than you ever imagined. Your strength, your potential, your purpose, they are already within you, waiting to be claimed. Your time is now. No more explanations, no more apologies, no more shrinking yourself to fit into places you've outgrown. The only person you need to answer to is the one staring back at you in the mirror. And deep down, that person already knows the truth. You are enough. You are worthy. You are deserving of everything meant for you. Let them talk. Let them doubt. Let them misunderstand. That is not your burden to carry. Your only task is to keep moving forward. Keep rising. Keep walking away from anything that dims your light. Keep stepping into the life that was always meant for you. Stop explaining yourself to demons and people. They were never going to see you clearly anyway. They don't deserve your energy, but the world does. If this message resonates with you, let me know in the comments. What's one thing you're ready to stop explaining? And if you're ready to keep walking this path of strength, wisdom, and self-mastery, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay connected, because this is just the beginning. In the next video, we'll go even deeper into the power of silence, the wisdom of action, and why the strongest people don't need to be understood. Until then, keep rising, keep standing in your truth, and never let the noise of others drown out the voice within you.